again there, everybody. It's me, I'm Mario. I am short, chubby. I've got the big nose, a black mustache. I wear a red hat with brown, furry, pointy ears. Those are all adjectives. Short, chubby, big, black, red, brown, furry, pointy, and adjectives are the main topic on this episode of Jimmy the Greek's Writing Workshop.
I used to be this buff.
I'm more of a Castlevania and a Contra type of guy. But even though Mario Brothers isn't my favorite video game, I thought that this episode should be comprised of it. And comprised is the word of the day. Do you know what comprised means? Here. Let's pause and find out.
Comprise is an action verb, and it means to consist of, or be made up of.
So far, you've learned how to write and check 4 types of simple sentences. Each one of those simple sentences has been comprised of a subject that contains only one word. On this episode, you're going to learn how to write sentences that are comprised of several words, and adjectives are the key to that, guaranteed to make your writing more interesting. But first, a lightning round review.
Here we go!
What is a verb? Something we can do. An action verb shows action. Run, jump, and talk. A linking verb links the subject to a word that describes. Is, was, am. What is a subject? The main noun in a sentence. It's what the sentence is all about. What's a prepositional phrase? A group of words that explains where or when something happens. Above the table. Behind the garage. After class. What's an infinitive? It's usually just another verb that is not connected to the subject. And it always comes after the word to. What are the 4 types of simple sentences? SV, SSV, SVV, and SSVV. What are the steps of pens? Pick out a formula, explore words, note the words, search and check. And finally, what are the 4 parts of the search and check step? Mark out imposters, ask if there's a verb, root out the subject, and key in on the beginning, ending, and meaning of the sentence.
Woo! Wow. Oh, like I said before, this episode, we're going to learn how to make your sentences more entertaining by adding more detail to the subjects of your sentence. Adjectives are the key to this. Here, check out these examples.
This big, beautiful castle represents the royalty of this country.
The main subject in this sentence is castle. Which words in this sentence tell the reader more about the subject castle? Big and beautiful describe the castle. We now know that the castle is big and beautiful. It could have been a small castle. And it could have been an ugly, run-down castle.
The musty old swamp keeps their critters in their home.
The main subject in this sentence is swamp. Which words tell us more about the subject swamp? Musty and old. We now know that this swamp is a place where only Everglade Eli would want to live. Although I'll never know the reasons why.
The reason I'm here is for a reason.
Words that tell us more about the main subject, or any noun for that matter, are called adjectives.
An adjective is simply a word that describes or tells us more about a noun. And what's a noun? A person, place, thing, quality, or idea. We're going to be using adjectives to tell us more about the nouns that we're using as the subjects of our sentences. Oh, hold on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
NASA, NOAA, this is Houston. You are supersonic. Go with throttle up. We have a special guest here today at Mission Control. Your father is here. He is very proud of you.
future.
Let's break down this sentence. What is the one word that this sentence is about? Planet. The one word that tells us what the sentence is about is called the main subject of the sentence. If we took the word planet out of the sentence, would we know what the sentence was about? No. Let's say we just wrote this sentence and we found the verb holds. Then we ask the question, who or what holds? Is there a clear answer to that question? No.
We might be able to guess, but we wouldn't know for sure. The subject could be a dusty red table or a dusty red hat. It's not really that dusty.
We need the main subject to be written here to know for sure. The main subject is the one word that tells us what the sentence is about. If planet is the main subject here, what do you suppose is the complete subject or the whole subject? Dusty red planet is the complete subject of the sentence. It contains all the words that describe the whole subject. What I want you to focus on during this episode is the one word that is the main subject. What's the main subject? The main subject is the one word that best describes what the sentence is about. It's the most important word within the complete subject of the sentence. Each of these items is a complete subject. Within each of the complete subjects is a main subject. We need to find the main subject, the most important word in the complete subject, in order to do our assignment today.
Now that you can find the main subject of a sentence when there's a single subject, do you think you can do the same thing when there's two subjects? Let's see if we can use the pen steps to write and check a humdinger of a sentence consisting of two subjects, two verbs, and several other words.
What's the first step in PENS? Pick out a formula. Since we're going to have two subjects and two verbs, our formula will be SSVV. What's our next PENS step? Explore words. Oh.
Oops, hold on. I have a phone call. Hey, it's Mr. Query. Hello, Q. How do you do?
I do.
Hey, did you just see my son land on Mars?
We're just watching it. It's pretty amazing.
I agree. What y'all doing?
Just hanging out with Mr. Lincoln. We're meeting online with a student.
Uh-huh. Hey, I think you guys could help me out with something.
How would you describe Mr. Lincoln?
He's quiet, usually.
Okay. And how would you describe yourself?
Right now, I'm tired.
Sorry to hear you're tired, but thanks. What you just gave us we can use. Hey, I'll talk to you at school tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Hey, we just explored some words. Now we have two subjects, a couple adjectives to go with those subjects. All we need now is some verbs.
Mr. Lincoln and Mr. Query will be our subjects. And how about meet and teach for our verbs? And while we're exploring words, let's also explore how we might tell the reader more about Mr. Query and Mr. Lincoln. What kind of people are they? What are some adjectives we could use in our sentence? Well, Mr. Query told us a few. Quiet for Mr. Lincoln and tired for himself. Now that we've explored some words, what do we do next in our pen steps? Note the words. Let's put everything we explored together. Quiet Mr. Lincoln and tired Mr. Query meet and teach online with students. Wow, that's awesome. And we know the final piece of our pen step is to search and check. What's the first thing we do with search and check? Mark out imposters. Do I see the word to in this sentence? No, so I know there are no infinitives. How about any prepositions? Yes, with is a preposition. So, with students is a prepositional phrase. I'll mark out that imposter and put the letter P above it. Remember, P stands for prepositional phrase. The next part of search and check is to ask the verb question. Is there an action or linking verb? Yes, there are two action verbs. Meet and teach are two things I can do, so I'll put the letter V above them. What's next in search and check? Root out the subject. I'll ask myself, who or what meets and teaches? Well, that's pretty simple. Mr. Lincoln and Mr. Query do. I'll put the letter S above each of those. And as you can see, we have an SSVV sentence. But we're not done yet. Since we're working on adjectives today, I'd like you to underline any adjectives. In this example, we have quiet, which describes Mr. Lincoln, and tired, which describes Mr. Query. I'll underline both. What's the last step in search and check? Key in on the beginning, end, and meaning of the sentence. Do I have a capital letter to begin the sentence? Yes. And do I have a punctuation at the end of the sentence? Yes. Finally, does our sentence make sense?
Well, if what Q told me is true, then I guess it is. Oh, I forgot to hang up. I think he's still on the line. Hello, Q? Hello?
Q, are you there? Hello?
It's true. He's tired. But I hope you're not, because now it's time for you to write your 10 sentences. Now you can pick any formula you want, SV, SSV, SVV, or SSVV. But you have to have at least one adjective in each sentence. Use my examples to guide you through. Cross out any imposters if you have them in your sentence, marking them I for infinitive or P for prepositional phrase. And label all your subjects and verbs. And for now, I'd like you to underline any adjectives that you have in your sentences. You'll be graded by having all 10 of your sentences meet the guidelines that I just described. And when you're done,
take your beloved smartphones, snap a picture of your completed assignment, and send it to my school email address. And if you have the Orange Workbook, feel free to practice and improve your skills by working on pages 91 through 94. And if you need extra help, you can either rewatch this video or any of the previous videos, or join me online for specially designed instruction in writing, Mondays through Fridays at 1:45 by using this link.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll leave you with some adjectives.
Have an extraordinary, superb, amazing day. Or not. The choice is yours.
Hey, you very good. See you next time.